Best known as the pioneer of the five oinker, Pat Boyle joins us here on Watch D.A. Live for his inaugural episode. Mr. Patty B, how we doing?
D.A., I'm living. I messed up the line. I'm doing great. I'm doing phenomenal. I'm feeling good, and I'm doing well.
There you go. That's it. You nailed it on the second time. I knew you could come through with it. So, Boyle, I'm following you on social media, obviously. And here I'm thinking you're doing sports updates and hosting. You're doing your thing on CBS Sports Radio, WFAN, bunch of shifts on WFAN. You're producing. Your voice is heard in New York City. You've done amazing things on the radio. Obviously, you do play-by-play as well. And so I know you've built a really great career for yourself. But then I saw that, A, you were teaching young minds, and I thought, that's dangerous. And then B, I saw you throwing out a ceremonial first pitch and said, boy, they grow up so fast. Tell me how that all came together.
Yeah, so I was the broadcast intern with the Somerset Patriots back in 2019. So I was doing, 3-4 innings of play-by-play for all the home games for the Somerset Patriots before they were the AA affiliate of the Yankees. Literally, if it was 1 year later or 2 years later, I would have been part of the Yankee organization. How scary is that?
Wow.
But so part of that gig is the sports broadcast camp that Dave Popkin, who's who does Seton Hall basketball with Gary Cohen. He does AAA Blue Jays games. He does NEC Northeast Conference basketball. His camp, and Tim Capstraw, the capper, who you've had on the DA show at your old stop many, many, many times, the Brooklyn Nets radio analyst for WFAN. They've been doing that camp for 23 years. So part of the Somerset Patriots broadcast intern duties is the week of camp. You go and speak to them, kind of just tell them about the Patriots, tell them about yourself, a little play-by-play coaching, because then the final day of camp is they come to a game and they do 2 innings of play-by-play. And you'll have to excuse me if you hear any screaming in the background, because I'm down the shore right now. Let's get that out of the way. Down the shore, Long Beach Island, LBI with my family. We rent a house every 2 weeks every year. And of course, lo and behold, my sister and my brother-in-law had a wedding. So they left 4 animals with me, my dad, and my brother. And it's like 2.5 men. It's 3 men and 4 animals. That would be a sitcom. So I apologize for any outbursts.
Well, it's all too perfect that this is what's going on your arrival, your debut here on the digital side of things. So what's going on like right now with your dad and brother? Are they just is everything on fire in the other room?
Well, we just ate. So now they're all hopped up on sugar and protein and carbohydrates, and they're probably tearing each other limb from limb out there. Again, if there was ever a reminder that I didn't want to have kids, that I don't want kids, here's another perfect reminder for you. Sign me up for the Genghis Khan thing. I'll sign the papers, meet them again when they're 18, see if they're worth anything.
Is that specifically documentation that you can sign the Genghis Khan thing? You just sign your name and you sire a lot of children, and then they just come back at 18?
Yeah, so it's like, you fill out papers for dental insurance, you fill out papers for divorce or child support. I'll fill out the Genghis Khan proclamation, which is I will take no responsibility until the child reaches legal age, and then I will either take them in as my own or send them on their way. So anyway, then 2021 I came back to work the sports broadcast camp as a as a lecturer, as a coach, whatever you would like to call the role. And then I did it again this year. So like I said, the last day of the camp is we go to the Somerset Patriots game, and they were going to have Tim Capstraw throw out a first pitch, and they were like, and the director of media relations says, he goes, well, you're coming home. Welcome home here. You work at WFAN. Why don't you throw out a first pitch? So I was like, oh, why not?
Okay. Now, people might not know, but you have a background in collegiate pitching and professional pitching. You were actually was it the Northwoods League?
Yes. So not professional, but a high summer collegiate league, step below the Cape Cod League, if you will. I played with a lot of guys that play in the big leagues now. Okay.
And so you harnessed it for one pitch. I know you're very proud of this. I mean, you posted on social media. You felt good about the pitch.
Yeah. I mean, come on. You know how social media works, right? I got to try to do it in a way that, I'm acknowledging what happened without trying to look like a total Total douche, if you will. So yes, I didn't want to step on, a lot of people asked me when I posted it, they're like, wow, total fraud. Couldn't even step on the mound. Now, here's the thing that if you don't know about, minor league grounds crews is that those guys pour their blood, sweat, and tears hours into preparing a field and the mound every day. Mm-hmm. So what would I be if I were then just to try to big league and show that I can throw? I mean, I was a college baseball player. Even if I wasn't, even if I only pitched at high school, I can throw a pitch from a mound. I'm not going to ruin the mound and ruin the grounds crew hours of work and show them up so they have to touch up the mound again. So I went right in front of the mound. Most people went like 45 feet, 40 feet. I was like 55 feet right at the base of the mound. And I try to zip one in there with a nice little leg kick and finish off. But I wasn't going to throw it 100%, try to throw like 80 miles an hour because there's a chance for that to go wrong. And I have to have more UCL. So the last thing we need is for me to fully rip my UCL in shreds, throwing out a ceremonial first pitch.
If you knew Livy Dunn was into big, burly baseball pitchers, would you have tried harder to become a pro?
Yeah, probably would have taken steroids. Probably would have exhausted all options, even if that meant getting caught, even if that meant getting suspended and having a black eye in any realm of any circuit of baseball. If I knew there was a chance that I had a go at Livy Dunn, DA, I'd kill somebody if it meant that I could have a chance.
So tell me about the Shore. Are things going well on the Shore? I mean, there's a lot of young people. You're kind of a famously single guy. And so how's it going?
Good. I mean, we just got here. They got here yesterday. I came down today. I'll be going back and forth, doing some BetQL shows, which is part of Odyssey, filling in for the bogeyman, Andrew Bogish. I'm taking his shift Wednesday morning. So I'll be up bright and early. And then I got a wedding. Another wedding that I'm a groomsman for, which I mean, to be honest, I want zero part of. I got my best friends calling me today. Yo, did you try your tux on? And I'm like, no, it's the same exact measurements. Your cousin just got married 2 years ago. I have the same exact measurements. It's like, dude, you're causing problems. You're causing problems here. What if the suit doesn't fit? I'm like, bro, I know it's your wedding and you're like high strung right now. I need you to pump the brakes. I need you to take a lap and then come back and stop creating conflict when there's no conflict. All right. The suit's going to fit fine. So I got a lot of stuff going on this week, and then I'll be back down the shore for this weekend. But no, this is purely family time. I'm not looking to reel in any fish when I'm here.
But at the wedding, that could be a fruitful night for you.
The wedding is, I mean, a couple tequila sodas. We'll see who's feeling their frisky moves on the dance floor, and one thing could lead to another. You never know how that night's going to end, and the hotel room's already paid for. So,
is that right? Do you want to pull in one of your nephews so you can throw them on camera so we can see?
No, my brother actually texted me as soon as I hopped on. He said, taking them for a walk. So it's just the baby, the 1-year-old whose diaper I had to change. First solo diaper change for me in my life. Dude, I tweeted this out. It should be an Olympic sport. There are more folds and caverns that you have to clean than the Grand Canyon. I mean, what are we doing?
Well, I'm very happy that you got this out of the way early. I don't know if you'll ever need to, because as you said, you'd like to do a Genghis Khan thing. So maybe you'll never be responsible for changing diapers. But the first one that I changed was in the hospital. So I had no concept of what's going on. And same thing like you. I'm like, what do I do? Now yours might be a little easier. 1-year-old, you don't have to worry about breaking that 1-year-old infant just out of the womb. You're like, whoa, I don't know if I'm ready for this. But it's a thing, isn't it? I mean, because for when he's 1, just like AJ's 14 months now, if he's squirming, you've got to make sure he's distracted. You hold him down. You got to take that diaper off. Then you got to get that dirty diaper out of there. Then you got to get the wet nap in there, scrub, make sure nothing's going to get out on the changing table. Make sure it's not going to get on you or him. He could kick a foot into that dirty diaper. There's a lot of things that could go terribly wrong. That diaper could fall on the ground on you. There's a whole lot of coordination that happens with your first couple of diaper changes.
Yeah, the legs were squirming. I felt like I was trying to, I was trying to wrestle a fish out of the ocean. The legs were up, the legs were squirming, so I got the legs hog tied together, so there's no
Good.
movement on the ankles, and he starts crying. I'm like, I don't know what you want me to do. Do you want your tuchus cleaned or not? I did take the diaper. I swiped it to the side like a conveyor belt, moved it down the belt. The wipes, did what I had to do. That was like dude, it took me like 8 to 10 minutes in total. Like, I'm ashamed, but also it was my first solo diaper change. So we move on. By the way, how is AJ, man? 14 months. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, he's doing good. He's not quite walking yet, but he's standing, crawling a lot, standing. I think he's probably going to walk by the end of the summer or so. And he eats like a house. I guess he's got Mraz's appetite. He just keeps eating, and he keeps wanting everything that we're cooking. And it's like, I don't think you're ready for like ribs yet, man. And he's like, bring it. I want it. We're like, yeah, slow down a little bit. But yeah, no, he's doing good. He's hysterical. I was a bachelor for this entire week. The Bourbon Bell was at a trade show down in Atlanta. And so because of my crazy hours, it's impossible, A, for me to watch him when I'm on the air, B, for anybody to come and like start watching him at like 4 a.m. as I prepare for the show or, getting out the door. So he went to the in-laws up in Rhode Island. So I was without wife and without child from Monday afternoon when I dropped him off to this afternoon. Whoa. Let me tell you what that's like. You're waking up in your own bed and you're going, it's so quiet. I can do whatever I want tonight. I could go wherever I want. So I spent 2 days going to the water, renting boats, just going out there. I went fishing yesterday. Today I just went out there, set sail. I went to the pool at my parents' house. I went to a bachelor party in the Poconos. I did it all. I mean, I maxed out every single minute of this week, Boyle.
Dude, good, man. Living your best life in the middle of summer. No kid, no wife. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. Yeah, I saw the videos of you on that boat. I was going to ask for a second if that's yours.
No.
But you rented it. That's a hell of a week you just had, man. That's when you tuck in the back pocket and you save that for a rainy day.
That's right. When you are up at 3 a.m. changing your 4th diaper and it's chaos and you got to get up in a few minutes because you got to go to the show, then you go, yeah, but remember that weekend in July that I had? That was the weekend. What I was hoping to get you to, I won't keep it too much longer, but I wanted to get you to give me a few dogs when it comes to your New York Knicks. I mean, I know they didn't get to the NBA Finals, but you always love the Dawgs, and I didn't get to hang out with you on a morning-by-morning basis when they made this incredible run through the playoffs. I know it ended the second round, but you must love the amount of dogs that are on that Knicks team right now.
Yeah, they're phenomenal. Not only are they dogs, but they're a family, DA. We got Mikal Bridges from the broken down Brooklyn Nets, right? We give him a couple of, first round picks, alternating years, when the Knicks are going to the Eastern Conference Finals or the NBA Finals every single year. Congrats. You can have a 29th, a 30th, 31st overall pick. That ain't going to hurt us much. And especially the draft picks that the Knicks made. I mean, Tyler Kolek, that is a dog in the making. That's a puppy. He might sound like Scrappy Doo right now. Right? He might not have that deep alto tone bark right now. But he is in the making a dog. We all know about Julius Randle coming off the dislocated shoulder, a 2-time All-NBA, 2-time All-Star, the culture setter for the New York Knicks, somebody that gets kind of thrown under the bus, right? If you have a couple of dogs and one's been there for a while, you think, all right, he can get along on his own. You don't need to hold him by the leash. You can let him walk for a little bit. But still, the guy that's one of the leaders of this team, an absolute dog. And then, of course, you got OG Anunoby, who's one of the best defenders in basketball that can guard 1 through 5, shut down Joel Embiid, posterized Embiid, right? Dunked his donuts on Embiid's face in that closeout game for the Knicks to go to the second round. So he re-signs. He gets his payday. OG Anunoby, a dog. And then, of course, Dante DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, a couple of other of the Villanova Knicks with their defense, their heart, their hustle, their grit, their big shot-making ability. Absolute dogs. And finally, the heart, the soul, the king of New York, Jalen Brunson, who has already surpassed Carmelo Anthony as the greatest Knick of the 21st century, who's going to be the guy going down the Canyon of Heroes, spraying champagne into his mouth all over everybody else, leading the charge, leaving $113 million on the table for a contract extension. He is the epitome of dog. And I'm glad that the Knicks have a team full of them, with Tom Thibodeau, the old pit bull in the corner, ready to be unleashed, ready to bite somebody's face off if needed. So, yeah, it's July 21st, but I'm jacked up for Knicks basketball.
Well done. You delivered as I knew you would. Kristen in Buffalo simply writes in all caps, DOGS, dogs. And I want to let you know that Lance Holmes, I'm not sure if you know Lance, writes, Pat, the next time I'm in New York, we're running the greatest two-man in history. Also, Eddie J says, Pat, hard hat guy. And Marie in Denver sent me merely a GIF that was a Muppet running, because she is running to the camera, running to the show, because she had to see your beautiful face.
Well, we love Marie in Denver. I'm a little upset, never got to link up and have a soiree with her and see where one drink leads to 17 and what else happens. And she had a broken foot, so she couldn't make the DA live show at Bob's Bar, Blobs by the Bay. I forget the name. Who's, Sean's parents' house, what we called it. And instead, I got to have 74-year-old Gordon from Vancouver oil up my entire body and whisper sweet nothings into my ear. As great of a time as that was, here's to never knowing what could have been, Marie.
Well, I want to let you know that this summer we were thinking about having still a Bob's Bar show, but like everybody in Mraz's family is getting married or having kids, all of his sisters, all of his cousins, I don't know, something crazy is going on. So we kind of kept having to push it. And what we're kicking around now is maybe an NFL Sunday at Bob's Bar. So we get to go to Bob's Bar, we get to watch the NFL games from Bob's, and then we'll do this show late in the afternoon, early evening. That might be a chance for Marie in Denver and you to finally link up and to see the greatest romance that never happened to actually take place.
I am so game for that. Count me in. Any Sunday, I'm in, brother. That sounds like a one hell of a time for me, and hopefully this time I won't have to be attached to the hip of Knockout Neil. It was then who, by the end of the night, after we, put a little medicinal spell on him so that he wasn't trying to fight everybody at the party and get him to knock out for 4 or 5 hours so he didn't try to drive home. He, too, by the end of the night, I had Gordon in Vancouver whispering sweet nothings while oiling me up, and Knockout Neil trying to kiss the side of my face relentlessly. So, hey, if we only got one of those two things on a Sunday, football Sunday, I'm okay with it. If we got neither and we got Marie in Denver to show up or any other young single ladies, then I am very much okay with that, too.
Pat Boyle, I love you like a brother. It's great to reconnect, buddy. I know that we text, but miss seeing your beautiful face, your handsome face. Have an amazing weekend down to the shore with the family. I hope that you have a great wedding as well. And I know that for the aliens that watch regularly on Sunday nights, this was a real treat for them. They've been waiting for you to join the show. I was waiting for the right time. Now that you're throwing first pitches out because you're so big time, I said this is the perfect time. So we'll do it again, bud. Thanks again.
DA, love you, man. Love you too, like a brother. Invite. Doors always open here to come back whenever you want me. Anything else, you know where I'll be. And I'm sure we'll link up sooner rather than later, man. It's been a blast.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.